All right, guys, well, what's going on? The good folks at Blind Barrel hooked me up with a little tester kit. I think this is the 8th edition. Basically, the idea behind this company is you get a subscription and you get 4 blind samples sent to you. Ta-da! And presumably, these are from craft distilleries. They curate a different experience every time. The cool thing about it is you're not bringing your prejudice as far as like the location of distillery and whatever. You just have this right down your nose, whether you like it, don't like it, is it rye, wheated, whatever, what the proof is. Just put down your guesses, and if you like it, you like it. You write it down, and maybe you write down how much you pay for this bottle. If you and then when you're all finished, you scan the QR code on the back, and boom, you see the results. And then if you're like a member of their club, you might get a discount on the actual bottle. So cool idea, small company. I'm loving everything about it. This is a nice presentation. This box is really sexy. You can tell some coin was dropped on here. Everything's very nice. Nice printed everything. Okay, so we got 4 samples. That's what we're gonna do. Me and the Super Taste over here. We're gonna try them out, see if we like them or don't like them, and I'm gonna try to suss out as many details as possible. I'll probably be wildly off, but who knows, whatever, that's part of the fun. So here we go. Sample A, here you go. This is what you get per sample, so not a ton, but a good amount to be able to get a good taste. All right, here we go. Oh, okay, so yeah, the nose reminds me of either pot still or like single malt, like a Scotchy nose. This can't be a bourbon. I mean, it could possibly be a rye from a, oh yeah, well, I forgot one more thing, quick thing. So basically, I think this edition was called Planes, Trucks, Automobile. Yeah, sorry about this. I forgot to mention a small little detail. This one is release 8, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. Basically, the guys at Blind Barrel, they hit up 13 distilleries, traveled over 1,700 miles, across 5 states to curate this little experience. So I assume that every single sample is going to be from a wildly different location. And that's part of the charm about this, is that they give you such a variety that it's not all like MGP or Kentucky based, or like it's not the same process. Every single sample is gonna have be made from local ingredients in that state, using local water and everything like that. And, you know, obviously in their local climate, so everything should taste pretty differently. So that's part of the fun. Going back to, I'm gonna say, most people are not gonna be fond of this. Maybe that's why they put it as, they know that this is kind of like funky, either you love it or you hate it, and then maybe that's why they put it as number 1, kind of. They don't want to end on this type of note, but to me, it reminds me of either like a pot still American rye from like a tiny little distillery. I have a bottle that there's a distillery called Karakin. Their rye smells exactly like this. Or it's like an American single malt. What do you think? The nose?
Yeah, it smells, at first it smells very sour, like sour beer. And then it gives, if you go like deeper, it has a lot of smoky notes, and ends up with some rusty.
Yeah, smoky, peaty. I think this is this has to be an American
like
single malt.
Very
Light color, yeah.
light color.
Yeah, I would say this has to be 100%. I mean, a single malt. Single malt meaning they, unlike bourbon that uses corn, rye, and malted barley, this is just 100% malted barley. I mean, I could be wrong, but that is just my guess. No, it can't be that young. I would say minimum 4. It has distillate notes to it, but that's how single malts are. Oh, and then single malts, I think they're aged in like a wine cask. Definitely has some like grassy moss to it. All the hallmarks of like a Scotch, which I'm trying to get into more Scotches. It's a fun taste. I think it's an acquired taste, not for everybody. I don't think it's really for bourbon. Like the average bourbon drinker is not gonna go like head over heels for this, but it's pretty decent. I would pay $50 to $60 because it's interesting to have something unique in your collection. Here we go.
Okay,
B.
you want to know mine?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Surprisingly, it's sweet. It reminds me a mix of marshmallow and grass,
Right.
but I don't like it. Also, it's like very low proof.
Yeah, it's probably like 90 to 100.
Like low proof, pretty simple, not rich at all. Doesn't have a like long finish.
Yeah. It's indicative of just being the
It's
proof
like
being a little low.
straightforward.
Yeah. Here we go. Sample B. And I'm so tempted not to look on the back because I know by law, any kind of like liquor container has to have like the proof and the government warning on the back. And for a second I turn it around and I'm so tempted just to look at the proof, but I know this is like, in ideal world they wouldn't have the proof, but I know by law they have to have it, so I'm just trying not to look at it as hard as I can, but I'm just so curious.
Can I look?
No, we're guessing and then this will be a reveal. Why do you need to know? Why do you need to know now? B's got a way richer. Yeah, it's got this nice cherry on it.
A lot of ethanol.
Really? Oh, a lot of sweetness. Yeah, I think it's like B is maybe port finish or something. Some kind of like wine barrel finish.
Yeah.
I would say B is like 100 proof.
Oh, it also like some pear. I think it's like very fruity, but this one I think it's also super young. A lot of ethanol.
Do you get the sweetness?
Yep.
Yeah, for people who like sweet, this would be a good one. B for sure. Almost feels like what do you call like one of those wet barrels, to where there's like a ton of like wine still left over or something like that, you know.
Also low proof.
Oh yeah, I'm saying like 100 proof.
Not my favorite.
Damn, harsh critic here. Tough crowd.
It's okay. But honestly, it's better than I expected. I thought this was gonna be super bad, but it's okay.
Why would you think it's bad? If like let's say these guys can have, I mean, if they go to a craft small little distillery, they have so many barrels to choose from.
Because I think to make a good mash bill and create a good bourbon is very, very hard. That's why it's almost like if you're a craft, what is it called? Craft distillery. It's like 99% you're gonna be like, okay.
I completely disagree. I think a lot of craft distilleries are actually like just hitting it out of the ballpark, doing amazing stuff, like way better than like the typical Jim Beams and the Buffalo Traces or whatever. Like some of their products, I mean, could be up there, right? Like in a blind. I just think America has this, as everybody knows, an antiquated delivery system to where they have the 3-tier system and they have distributors, and if you want to be in the state, you have to convince the distributor, but the distributor has this monopoly, and then maybe they don't want to take a chance on your, on your distillate. So unlike, I mean, I don't want to go on a long rant here, but I don't see why a distillery cannot have its own like little government approved truck where they can deliver to stores. Just like in Ohio, like a little microbrewery can deliver their own beer to like bars and stores. So I think the system was messed up, but at least this is an attempt to get around that. Just because it's a small distillery doesn't mean that they're bad or anything like that.
No, I think it's just. I think you're just a bourbon hipster. Like, you know, the people who love like a small winery wine because they think it's crafted and like organic and that's why it's like tastes better. But I think it's all.
No, I think there's legacy brands. They have so much business. They don't have as much of an incentive to like for a small little distillery to like really make or break. You know, for like legacy brands, they sell so much stuff that they don't. I don't know. Like, a lot of the stuff that I like is just they don't make that much money on it. It's just like a fun little side project for them.
But it's never gonna be better than like Stag or like King of Kentucky. You know?
Could be.
You know, impossible.
Yeah, Garrison Brothers Cowboy Bourbon was rated way better. I mean, yeah, for sure, 100%. It can be. If you do it blind. If you're looking at the labels, then yeah. It might not seem to you that way. All right, moving on, C. I think B is good. I think it's decent. Yeah, it's just a port finish, like a sweet finish, but I'm not like super big on like finished things, but if you like sweet, whatever, I mean, I think this would even be a good $70 bottle. I could see people paying $70 for it. Is it kind of has little echoes of the New Riffs sherry cask barrel strength. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Yeah, you pay $70-$80 for it. Here we go, C. I think C is the darkest one, so probably Berta's gonna like this one more the best.
A lot of cinnamon.
C's got a lot more the classic bourbon notes. Amy, shh, shut up.
Okay, I like it. It's like sweet and rich flavors.
Yeah, C's a banger.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It's got like the perfect amount of oak, where it's how should I put it in the words? It's oaky, but it's not like over oaked, you know? It's got like, yeah, really well balanced. It feels like a little, what's it like, what do you think? Like 110 proof? And for whatever reason, because it's so well balanced, this might not be the case, but it tastes a little older, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this one might be like 6 years. Yeah, like baking spices.
Yeah. This one is giving off a little bit of, you know what it reminds me of? Like Knob Creek 12/15 type of vibes. Do you think it's a classic bourbon?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe even like a little bit of black pepper in the end.
A lot of caramel, a lot of sweetness, maybe like marshmallows too. See, it's not all bad for craft distilleries.
Okay.
Some of them know what they're doing.
Okay, this one is nice. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, Berta's favorite so far.
C.
And I think I'm gonna, this could be like 110 proof. What I'm gonna guess is the proof is always going up, because you wouldn't want something to be high proof and then you taste low proof, because you're not gonna be able to pick up anything, or unless you're a professional. So I think the proof is getting bumped up every single sample. D.
I think it has like some flowers, like a floral.
Oh yeah, a lot. I think floral means like more rye forward. Either high rye or just straight up a rye. Yes, I think it's a rye, some kind of a rye, right?
Yeah, it reminds me of the Ezra.
Old Ezra 7. Yeah, I think D is a rye for sure. If not a rye, if not an official rye, will probably be like a high rye bourbon or something.
It also has this a little bit of like aluminum taste. Like, what did you said was the first one? It was like some pot.
Oh, pot still.
Yeah,
There's a difference between column still and pot still.
yeah, it tastes like pot still. Okay, it's not bad.
I don't know about if I like D.
It reminds me of some like cologne. You know?
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. If to describe it, it's like more like thin, like thin taste. Like some ryes, like our Jack Daniel's rye, you just like bold and punch in the face. Some Four Roses are like very rye forward, but they're very creamy. This one's very, yeah, just the color on it. I don't know.
It reminds me of like some floral cologne. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
some lady would wear like some.
Yeah, I think there's, if you're into ryes, there's probably better ryes out there than D. It's not awful. It's not bad, but it hasn't blown my socks off. I think by far, C is it slaps. It's the banger, you know?
Okay. I don't like the D, but I think it's a little bit better than A because it's sweeter. And A was just too young and light. No. What about you?
That's fine. I tend to agree with the order. C was definitely by far the best. The only thing is, I wouldn't throw A as last, as like in the trash, because I think it's good. It just if it is a single malt, if they had like proofed it up or something, because like American Character, they do like good single malts, or they pick good barrels, and then they're like single malts are 130 proof, like really cool. So if they could proof up A to like 130 proof, I'd like to taste that. Maybe at like a 10, 12 years would be phenomenal. So I don't want to like throw the baby with the bathwater here. So I wouldn't put it last. I think it's we're not comparing. You got to compare apples to apples, you know. So like we compare apples to oranges. So I wouldn't completely dismiss A. Yeah, I'll go with the same ranking too. Number 1 C, number 2 B, number 3 D, and A it's its own thing. I wouldn't try to like, you know, completely just
Number 4.
throw in the trash, you know. It has to be, I don't know. It's an acquired taste, and I want to see it. I want to taste the thing at like higher proof, maybe like longer maturation.
No, you can say it's the least, but not the. It's the last, but not the least.
So just start from the last. Start from A.
Start from the A.
Yeah, tell us what A is.
Okay. Sample A. It's Cedar Ridge Distillery, Swisher, Iowa. It's a whiskey, the quintessential American single malt whiskey.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
What's the proof? Like 90-ish? 90?
92. Fun fact: this whiskey is a Solera blend that draws from a range of almost 40 types of finishing casks, many of them from Cedar Ridge Winery that is right on site. Okay, you were right. It's from winery.
Well, they age single malts in like red wine barrels, port barrels. Okay.
Okay, it's 100% 2 raw pale malted barley. The mash bill.
Okay. Whew, I feel much better now because
Oh, it's actually a blend of 8-year-old whiskey. I was wrong. I said it's like 2 years.
you know, I should have listened to my gut and should have corrected every time you said something like, no, it didn't seem young to me. My only thing, it was the proof was a bit low. I mean, this is good stuff. I don't hate it, but if the proof could be like higher, I would love to try it at like 120, 130 proof.
Okay.
It might be bomb, you know, whatever.
Okay.
All right, hit us with D.
Okay.
I can even see D as a like MGP rye barrel, but like not the best one.
You want D?
D is number, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Come on.
Ah, we're going from the last to the first.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Sample D. It's a Nashville Barrel Company. Nashville, Tennessee. Cask strength, small batch, straight bourbon whiskey. 115 proof. 6 years. A mash bill, 78% corn, 12% rye, 10% malted barley.
Wait, what's the rye content?
12%.
I thought it was a rye.
Yeah, it's a corn. It's a 78%
What?
corn. Aroma notes, lovely rice spice, thyme, ancho chile, grapefruit, brown sugar, classic dusty bourbon profile. Sweet brown sugar like a funky molasses rum. It's a tasting note. Some spicy honey in the background. Oh, I guess this honey.
Spicy honey.
Okay. Oh, it's a Nashville Barrel Company. We'll love them.
I effed up. I thought it was a rye for whatever reason.
Because it was like a lot of floral.
It seemed very
Floral
spicy.
notes.
Yeah. And then it's for a bourbon. Like, look how light that is.
Yeah, pale amber.
Yeah, I will say one thing about Nashville Barrel Company. They're amazing. They're really good. Although for me personally, just look at the bottle. If the bottle is light, it's not great. But the darker the bottle, like literally visually, it's gonna taste good. And then coincidentally, I got Fred Minnick's number 2 pick rye. Oh, I have it here somewhere. The bottle is dark, and that's why it tastes good. Yeah, so that would be my pro tip. Just get the darkest Nashville Barrel Company. It's gonna be the best one.
Okay. Sample B.
Which came on number 2. Okay.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da. MB Roland Distillery. Pembroke, Kentucky. Kentucky straight rye whiskey, batch 16. It was rye. It was rye. 106 proof. Aged a minimum of 2 years. This was the youngest. No, we don't know, but
But hold on. It's not a wine port finish.
no. It's 68% rye, 27% white corn, 5% malted barley. Aroma notes rich and keeps you coming back. It starts of floral with brown sugar, oatmeal, spice, cinnamon cake, and carbonated raisin syrup.
Carbonated, not the regular raisin syrup. The carbonated.
And tasting notes, bright and minty, moving into good oak presence, mocha toffee, peppercorn spice, and light molasses.
I don't know. To me, it tasted like a wine port finish, but I guess not. I guess just the young age and.
Yeah, and like a lot of rye and corn. I think the corn was confusing. It's a white corn and malted barley.
Other 2 wrong.
The one I hated the most was the oldest.
Yeah, exactly.
And the one I liked is like 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Minimum 2 years. It's like 2.5.
Okay, I have a horrible taste. Okay, and number 1.
That you thought was actually good enough to be a legacy distillery. This is such a snob.
Sample C. Casey Jones Distillery, Hopkinsville, Kentucky. It's a Casey Jones single barrel Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey mash bill 1. 111 proof, 3 years old, 96% corn.
Oh, I said 110 proof.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can pat myself on the back here.
But it's 96% corn, 3% rye, and 1% malted barley.
Ooh, that's a crazy mash bill.
We basically love crap.
What? It's not crap.
It's just like corn. Probably if you're bourbon aficionado, you think something with like a 96% corn is like crap.
It's like super one-dimensional. Like, yeehaw! Like, you like sweetness?
Okay, aroma notes, a punch of cherry to start, moving into earthy and vegetal notes, some tart green apple. I said apple pie. I think so. Yeah, I said, yep, I said pie. Yet with bright sweetness underneath it at all. Tasting notes, the corn shines through with notes of corn pops, pecan pie, toasted brown sugar, heather, soft and vicious mouthfeel. Yeah, we just like
Yeah.
I have very bad knowledge about bourbon, but you should be ashamed.
No, it's if you have like the options that you pick in front of you, then process elimination. But if it's just straight, you don't know what any of it is, it's really hard. It's tough.